Let's take a look at these 7 Amazon FBA businesses that Empire Flippers has listed for sale at an asking price below $400,000. I'm going to go through the listings included in this email and share my own experience-based opinion into which ones I would consider acquiring and which ones I would avoid. Now, that said, if you've watched any of my other videos, you probably already know I am not a big fan of acquiring Amazon FBA businesses at all, because there is substantial platform risk. And before I jump too far down the platform risk and bear case, let me just tell you, I am going to give you the bull case behind acquiring Amazon FBA businesses. And if you are out there and you've acquired Amazon FBA businesses and done well with it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to know if I'm missing anything, because I do know there are many people out there that have done very, very, very well acquiring Amazon FBA businesses. All right, now let's shift back to the platform risk. And as the name implies, Amazon FBA, the business is entirely dependent on Amazon, or maybe if not entirely, but substantially dependent on Amazon FBA. Some of these may have revenue from another source, but they're going to be substantially generating the revenue through Amazon FBA. And Amazon is notorious for squeezing their sellers, both, in seller fees on the top and fulfillment fees coming out of the cost of fulfillment, or the expense that the seller incurs to use the Amazon FBA service. And also within the platform, driving more traffic to paid placements, sellers that are paying for ads within Amazon and away from the products that are just doing well organically. And also Amazon gets into spaces that are very big and have opportunity. Jeff Bezos is notorious for saying, your margin is my opportunity. And Amazon as a company has displayed that they act on that by spinning up brands and products to sell on Amazon and compete away their sellers on there. And you can't compete selling against Amazon on their own platform. So there's a lot of platform risk with these FBA businesses. Now, what's the bull case here, right? Like, what is the opportunity? And the bull case is that A, you're buying a product with a proven product market fit, and you could scale it with Amazon ads, or maybe you can drive ads right to Amazon, although I don't know why you would want to do that, but I have seen people do that. You're buying a business or product that already has a supply chain in place and distribution and fulfillment in place. So subsequently, you can take the brand off of Amazon, and you've got a proven product market fit and a good product and a supply chain, and then you can just crank up the ads and drive sales to your own website and add value that way. You're going to increase your margins. That's the intent by selling off Amazon, but you're also going to build the equity value of a business that is not 100% platform dependent on Amazon. All right. So what makes a good Amazon FBA business? Well, in my opinion, it would be one that has a defensible product and is most likely branded. So a branded product, it's hard to produce. There's not a million suppliers in China that can produce it, and likely has some type of proprietary aspect to it, requires unique and specific knowledge to get the product created, and likely has some type of patent protection around it. And subsequently with that, being aged and having, a period of strong success on Amazon is key. Now, that said, we're looking at businesses here below $400,000. It is asking a lot to find businesses with sustainable patents and defensible patents, really. Sustainable products, defensible patents below $400,000. So I don't know what we're going to see, and I have not scrolled down any further, so I don't know what's coming up. Let's take a look at it. We got our first one here making $12,700 per month, $12,717 per month in profit, and listed for sale at a 29x valuation multiple. It is in the apparel and accessories niche. They have 8 SKUs, 2,000 reviews, 4.3 stars, has built a solid reputation for quality and reliability, Sales are diversified across major EU marketplaces led by Germany, UK, France, Italy, and Spain. We don't know how old the business is. I would love to know that. If this is a 10-year-old business, that makes it a lot better than a 1 or 2-year-old business, but I'm not seeing any detail here that I like, so I'd probably avoid this one. Next up, making $9,129 per month in profit, listed at a 38x multiple, which I have to say that is on the very high side for an Amazon FBA business. It is in the technology and equipment niches. It specializes in 13 SKUs of computer accessories with consistent year-over-year strong demand. The brand's core products are well reviewed, providing a solid foundation of customer trust and organic visibility on Amazon. We also don't know how old this business is. I would love to see that included here in the listing. This one really depends on the product, right? Like if they're just making mouse pads, right? I guess that's a computer accessory. It's certainly not worth this 38x. If they are making, I don't really know enough about the niche to come up with anything here, but some type of nifty gaming accessory, or maybe one of those things that cools the laptop or something, then it may have a little bit more value. Personally speaking, I'd be more into equipment technology than apparel and accessories. I don't know about this one. Next up here, and this one says, founded in November 2017. So in my experience, when a broker does not include any detail that would give the age of the business, it is often quite young. So since we see the broker is doing that here in this listing and others, I'm going to assume this is just kind of spun up and not well aged. I'd avoid this one here. Maybe, if I'm really interested in acquiring Amazon FBA business, click on it and learn more and see how old it is. Maybe we'll do that towards the end. I'll open that one up. But next one, founded in November 2017, an Amazon FBA business operates in the office supply and children niches, two very unique niches, or unique from each other niches, offering lighting and furniture accessories with multiple variations, just 2 ASINs and 25 SKUs. So I think that's 2 primary products. Each one of them has, a dozen or so variants to create the 25 SKUs. The company sources its products from trusted suppliers in China with inventory sent directly to FBA for seamless fulfillment. The current owner spends minimal time managing the business, primarily focusing on PPC optimization and inventory management. This one's tiny here, though, at $1,889 per month in profit. I'd avoid it. Just too small. You have no wiggle room in the business. Launched in 2023, this one is an Amazon FBA business selling home exercise product within the health and fitness niche. Key strengths include a healthy net profit margin of 31% and a total advertising cost as a percentage of sales of 9%, and a highly passive operational structure supported by a streamlined supply chain and trademark protection. It's not very old, not well aged, but the margin at 31% is relatively high in the world of Amazon FBA businesses. I like that they've got some advertising going on. I may be interested in this one. I'd consider that one more than the others. Next up, making $4,500 a month in profit and listed for sale at a 35x valuation multiple. It is a growing Amazon FBA business that started in 2023 in the entertainments and gifts niche. The products have, and excuse me, my cell phone is ringing right into my ears. Let's send them to voicemail. Back to where we were. It was, where was it? Yes, okay. Started in 2023, the product in the entertainment and gifts niche, the products have a low cost of goods sold, allowing for a profit margin above 15%, even with total advertising costs as a percent of sales at 30% plus. The seller notes they have recently changed their focus around the summer of 2024 to a specific type of product under the account. This can be clearly seen in the revenue and is the core reason for us using a shorter than 12-month pricing period. I don't like this line here at all. And This is really just a tell of how young and not aged this business is. I can't really say I like this one. I certainly don't like it more than our exercise product up here. I mean, maybe if I didn't have this text here, I wouldn't be reminded of how not aged it is. But yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one. It is an Amazon FBA business making $10,698 per month, listed at a 26x valuation multiple. Launched in August 2022, operates in the supplements niche and targets a specific well-known skin condition with just one high-performing product, 5 SKUs. It has built strong momentum on the platform, backed by hundreds of customer reviews, averaging 4 stars. The product is manufactured in the US. So here it seems like they got one product by some type of probably dropship almost supplier or create supplement on demand type of supplier, and they've got it kicking. None of these seem very well aged. So absent that, the product quality really matters, and the margin really matters here, right? Like how much margin are you pulling out of this? How capital intensive is it to fulfill your orders? This is, the only one that references net profit margin, so we don't know what they are on the others. I think that would be cool to see here, but I would say this one I would consider of the ones we have here, and also the technology and equipment niche business here. So yeah, let's take a deeper look at those two and also this other one here that I opened up. But before we do that, let me know what you think here. Which of these 7 would you consider acquiring? And is there anything you feel like I've overlooked and missed out on? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful and insightful so far, smash that like button to help me out in the YouTube algorithm. Now, let's open these up in a new tab. We got that one, and where's our other one? Let's see if we get any good deets on them. Start off with this one here. I think this is the same as the other one here. All right. So it was established in 2022. This business is uptrending in profit and revenue over the last 2 years. 2 of its 3 years in business. So it's doing pretty well. It's got the 12 parent sins. What else can we pick out here? Maybe switch to this. Consistent year-over-year growth. The brand's core products are well reviewed. We don't know how well reviewed. But the net margin, simple to operate. The trend of growth. The seller just needs to monitor inventory for 10 to 15 minutes. Always skeptical of those claims. Overseeing advertising. Reason for sale, looking to purchase a house. That's kind of, another one of those skeptical things. You have to flesh out your own opinion of why the seller is selling. Considering the trend of revenue and profitability, I like this one. I don't know, how I feel about this 38x multiple. I will say that is on the high side for an Amazon business. I think it's likely to, or not likely, I think a fair valuation of this is much lower unless this business just has an absolutely great product that is really hard to duplicate. It says they have trademarks. Copyrights can be kind of nebulous because people are like, yeah, it's, implied copyright. I've never looked too deep into it with how Empire Flippers does things, so I don't have a take on it, but from the details here, this one is an interesting business. Products are sourced from 3 established suppliers in China, ensuring reliable production and supply chain stability. So 3 suppliers indicates to me that, well, it doesn't indicate, but they do have multiple sources of their product. So this one I kind of like. I'd consider it. And what's our other one here? The health and fitness business. Profit margins at 27%. Cost of goods sold at 31%. But when you look at this one here, it only has one product, 2 SKUs. It's not as diversified as our other one here, which has 12. It was launched in 2023, sells a home exercise product, just one of them, generates all revenue through FBA, offers a single product and 2 variations, sourced from one main supplier, with an additional supplier providing supplementary items. Inventory is not normally included. Trend is okay, but last 12 months are kind of declining, right? Even though the trend line over this whole period is up, the most recent period is quite down. So, yeah, I mean, when you compare these two that I opened up for considering here, the equipment and technology has a better trend of growth in revenue and profitability. It has a better margin. It has more product variation, and it has more options for suppliers. You as the operator of the business, you have power over your suppliers. Yeah, we could express this as saying there is lower supplier power in this business, which is good for you as the business owner. So between all of these Amazon businesses here, from what I could tell in the details in the email and in the two that I opened, I would be most interested in acquiring this equipment and technology business. I would certainly evaluate things here and evaluate the quality of the product and how good of a product it is and the reviews and what could be added onto it. How could I make it even better, right? I would really want to ensure that the products are good. And then from there, I would kind of look into the valuation multiples for other Amazon FBA businesses. But in my opinion, this 38x valuation multiple here for an FBA business is quite high. Because let's be real, you can buy other online businesses, many of them, no shortage of them, that are not platform dependent on Amazon at a lower valuation multiple. So in my opinion, a fair valuation multiple for the business unit, excluding the profitability that we would multiply it by, but my opinion of the valuation on this would be below 30x. And I think at 30x, that's really generous because, if you watch this channel and some of my other videos, you'll see there is no shortage of other businesses that are listed at a slightly lower multiple that don't bring or don't come with or simply just don't have the platform risk that an Amazon FBA business has like this. To really grow and diversify your risk, you have to pull this business off Amazon and get sales happening off Amazon. And that's a challenge. I don't think that is worth a 38x valuation multiple. If the seller wants to get that 38x multiple, they need to do that already and get this business, generating, let's just say, more than half of their sales off of Amazon. And then a multiple like this, which is in the realm of fair for an e-commerce business, and comparable with e-commerce businesses that don't have the platform risk. I forget where I'm going with this, but anyways, once that risk is diversified away, then it is more a valuation multiple reflective of e-commerce businesses that don't have the Amazon platform risk is more warranted. I think I made that clear. On that note, guys, what is your opinion of this business and the valuation? Do you agree with me that this business is valued on the very high side of fair, stretching on overvalued at this 38x multiple, or not? Or am I missing anything entirely or overlooking something on these Amazon FBA businesses? Let me know in the comments. And again, if you found this video helpful or insightful, you know the drill. Smash that like button to help me out in the YouTube algorithm. I am calling it a wrap and signing off on that note.